Pa-pa-pa-ra-pa, pa-pa-pa-ra-pa, pa-pa-pa-ra-pa.
2 litri,
2 litri anche per te.
Hello and welcome in this new episode of DueLitri Live.
Welcome everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what it is. 23 live, so 2 liters in live. That's gonna be the objectives to finish 2 liters of water and other unknown substances within the live frame. So after every after the introduction, after every frame, after every topic, we're gonna drink a little bit as much as we can. Try to finish the 2 liters within the given time. And
Yes,
in
that's
the
the
meantime,
point.
maybe try to educate and check a bit what's happening in the world, maybe discover a few things that could help, maybe give context, give perspective to
No, you're too
just
much,
all the
too
fucked up
serious.
things.
So the first topic, I'm gonna do a little bit of a preview of what we're gonna talk about today, and then you can start if you want with the first good topic of today.
Sounds good.
It's for you. Okay, so today it's gonna be quite diverse, quite wide spectrum of things we're gonna discuss. We start from a very general concept, the concept of Eternal Fascism by Umberto Eco. For everybody that doesn't know who he is an Italian guy. We're gonna talk about it later.
An Italian guy, that's interesting.
The
way to
Italian
put
guy,
it.
that's good way to put it. And then we're gonna talk about a little post about LaRepubblica and about the Bad Bunny halftime show. After that, the immense and super guys important international debate about Pucci. Exonerating himself from the festival of Sanremo. Then we're gonna talk about something we promised we would talk last time, which is ice, especially at the Olympics, and maybe if we have time, we are gonna check a little bit on the Olympics situation to see golds and stuff like that, and asses, but that's out of records. And then there is just another topic about Olympics that is this funny last topic about Olympics, which is the commentary of Rai of the opening ceremony, which is it's something very comical. And last topic, we want to give space to something we deeply love and appreciate.
Yes.
We care a lot in
That
our
we
lives.
take
Yes.
very
Yes, we
seriously,
take very seriously.
in our life.
This won't be a funny live stream because the last topic will be something very serious that needs quite a deep discussion, quite a bit. You're gonna see later. Don't worry. Okay, so you can now start with this.
Okay, so eternal fascism, as you said, is a concept um, from Umberto Eco.
Okay.
Who is Umberto
Please,
Eco?
yes.
So he's like an Italian philosopher.
Watch live
Si-
stream right now.
What? Please follow.
Okay.
So that's fair. That's fair. I think that's
Okay,
fair.
no, sorry interrupted you. You were saying Umberto Eco, good Italian
Yes,
guy.
so
Yes.
Umberto Eco is the Italian guy you were referring to. I would add a couple extra things.
Okay.
So he's pretty much a philosopher. It's quite an important figure. I think it is studied also in the normal course of literature, usually in Italy. I don't know. I did cover it. I don't know if you did, just briefly, with World War II.
Oh yes, he's a
Um,
very important figure. Okay. Everybody in Italy
Right.
kind of knows him. Outside, I don't know, but he is very well known outside. Okay, you
Yeah.
go.
So he's a novelist, essayist, semiotician. So everything that's about science and communication, and he taught semiotics at the University of Bologna. Wrote extensively of language, media, culture, and power. And beyond his novels, Eco is best known for his essays on ideology, mass communication, and mechanism of authoritarian thought.
Okay, I'm stupid
So
because I
very
should be
much.
showing something on the screen right now.
Yeah, if you can show maybe
Yes,
the
sorry, I
video,
will.
or
I
if
will
you can
show.
just go directly with your
No,
fascism.
I want to show a picture of him first thing. So we just need to do this. Okay, should be seen, no problem. Maybe wait a little bit for the lag for changing. Okay, but it's good. Okay, no, this
Okay.
guy you
Yes.
see here is Umberto Eco. Okay,
Yes.
actually died
exactly.
recently in 2016.
Yeah, recently, like 10 years ago by now, but
No,
yeah,
please,
quite
please,
recently.
Don't do this to me, please. Come on.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, he's quite an important figure in Italy, and he has analyzed and written a lot about authoritarian regimes, how they work, and also just more specifically uh, breaking down principles of fascism, how it is, and he indeed introduced this concept himself, um, which has quite a few new kind of views on it, let's say, or when it was introduced it was quite new. um just like the fact that the fascism doesn't require like in itself a dictatorship,
Okay,
that
what
it
is
just
this? What is
survives
this all
as kind of
about? What are you talking about?
the eternal fascism.
Okay.
Just in a bit in
Subjects.
general, I'm introducing what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is like an essay, as he showed it, your fascism, written in 1995, I think, when he was in a professor in the Columbia University. It was like first a lecture, and then it was later published. In Italian, it is Il Fascismo Eterno, and it is a primary and authoritative kind of source of this concept in itself. So he made it. And the core idea is that fascism is not only like an historical regime, but a set of recurring mental and cultural patterns, which it's, you know, quite an important difference from seeing it as just like a dictatorship. That's fascism. That's a dictator that is a fascist and forces a country into fascism. It just does not work that way. So, as I said before, is it does not require dictatorship. It can exist before, after, and without formal fascist governments, and it survives in it as a cultural disposition.
Okay.
So, in this essay, it's describes it as a fuzzy totalitarianism. Oh my gosh, you need some water.
It's the right for a live show this to drink water. So
Yeah, and it does not have, let's say, a single ideology within it, and they can be like all these elements can appear separately at different times, but the thing is that one element out of these ones, there are some core characteristics that he exposes, 14 points. One element enough, element alone is enough to create a fascist tendency, which is already, or it can be already, like, let's say, a first step towards a wrong direction, a dangerous direction for a country. So
yes, I
what
want
are
to add
these points?
something
Yeah,
because
go on.
for example, there's this passage here that says. And there was only one Nazism, okay, and for example, we cannot label Franco's hyper-Catholic phalanges as Nazism, since Nazism is fundamentally pagan, polytheistic, and anti-Christian. So,
No.
what he was trying to do is something quite difficult. Actually, he is very renowned for trying it and doing pretty good job. Is giving fascism a definition, okay? Because
Yeah.
as we defined before, Nazism and the Franco Spain are two stuff that are totally different because they have different details. They have different. They have been done in different regions, different political times, different situations. Okay, so what he was trying to do is trying to find the point, the connecting dots between all those things, and he found 14 actually. So I'll give you the word.
Quite a few.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're written a bit better in in the essay over there. They're explained quite well. You can see it. It starts over there like 1 to 14, I think.
Yes, there's
So there
all
is like a
14.
cult of
It's kind of
tradition.
long.
So the truth is already known, and innovation is suspect. What is new? It's scary. It's rejected. So there is quite the resistance. Rejection of critical thinking. So disagreements, open communication, debate is framed more as betrayal. If you don't agree with me, then you are my enemy. Um, there is indeed again a fear of difference. So diversity is perceived as a threat. Appeal to social frustration. So this is sort of an identity offered as compensation for insecurity or
Okay.
loss. So pretty much, let's say that there is quite a frustrated middle class due to can be many situations. It can be financial or cultural. It can be many things. What it does is sort of it appeals to this kind of bigger, frustrated and unhappy population. Obsession with plots. So there's enemies everywhere. Dissent is conspiracy, and also like he just talks about how a nation is identified by its common enemies, pretty much. Like so, there is always an obsession with plot, enemies which
Hmm.
he talks are better to be international, but they should be close enough. So in some cases, they are like outside and inside the nation,
Okay.
just like let's say the Jews were. So it's something like outside and then also an inside enemy. Selective populism. So the people are imagined, not consoled, actually. Permanent state of conflict. So life is framed as a struggle, not like coexistence. There is always an enemy. There is always another enemy. There is always another conflict. There is always another threat to keep the insecurity and to keep a reason to,
To fight.
needs
Like,
security needs. So what? Okay.
sorry.
No, I thought you had spoken.
Oh yes, I did. I was
Um,
just bullshit. Sorry.
okay. So there is contempt for weakness. So strength is moralized and vulnerability is despised. You cannot be vulnerable. You cannot be weak. You must be strong. So it's pretty much a mask. Newspeak and impoverished language. Newspeak is very interesting as a word. Um, I'm not sure if it comes from 1984 or not, but it's definitely an interesting word. But yeah, impoverished language, to reduce vocabulary to limit complex thought. That is something that you see in 1984, which is very interesting because 1984 was banned by the U.S. Pretty sure by the Trump administration. Um, and I have a couple. Yeah,
Yes, I've shown the meaning of the word.
yeah. I'm curious. Yeah.
Wanna see it?
Uh,
Want me to read it to you?
no. I'm just curious if what the origin is.
Okay.
When it was like first seen, if it was actually it's like if it actually comes directly from 1984 or in 1984 it was used and kind of became popular. I'm not sure.
No, it's by Orwell. Yes, it's by
Perfect.
Orwell.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, I thought so. So I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
After this quick introduction of this kind of broad 14 features, um, do you see any of this? Do you see any pattern, any connection of with with any of this in today's world, or something that you've seen?
Um, well, yeah, yes, recent and non-recent history. Sorry,
Okay.
I will just change scene right now. Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
As I said to you, yes, I recognize some of these patterns in recent history. Like for example, one that first came to my mind is the permanent state of conflict. Okay, the always present enemy everywhere that we need to act, we need to do something for this enemy. We need to be active, proactive, do stuff, because there's always this enemy always ready to attack. And for example, it's very strange, but for example, in Italy, the left party is, I want to say the left party is going to be fascist, but these are patterns, okay? Is they're always trying to find and define your enemy as something easily recognizable, okay? For example, in Italy, the easily recognizable is the fascist, very general fascist, very historical fascist, okay? Yes, there's been this call for fascism for the last 30 years actually, and there has not been fascism in Italy because there are structures, blah 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 blah. But yes, if fascists will arrive, it should arrive now, because literally there's a very right-wing party at the government right now. So yes, that is the main point. Yes, this is a research of the ideal enemy. You always see people probably from left commenting, oh yeah, fascist, yeah, you're just a fascist, oh you're just a fascist, oh yeah, fascist. Always the shit. We're fed up with this kind of narrative that everybody to win an argument you just say, oh, you're a fascist. Yes, that is something similar, because you are creating your ideal enemy, and of course if the enemy is ideal, you can only beat the good one. Same thing I think is happening right now, and not right now, for the last 26 years actually, in the USA with the terrorist. Okay. With the terrorists. Before that, it was the Russians. The Russians were bad. We need to invade. We need to do stuff to go to war against the Russians. Yes, I kind of see this pattern, because for today, something very recognizable was that really make me think about it was the use of the internal terrorist to refer to people protesting, ICE, okay, calling them internal terrorists. So the word terrorist used as a capro espiatorio, come cazzo si dice in inglese. And yes, that's
honestly, I wouldn't. Quite curious now. I will look it up. Go on, I'm listening.
I'm very finished. By the way, contempt for weakness, trying to demoralize. It's very right-wing Italian party stuff that says, oh yeah, so we need to be strong, we need to be emotionally, don't care about emotion, we need to be military, we need to defend, courage, bravery. That's the important part. For example, Vannacci in Italy is this bullshit. It's him. Luckily, he has no influence of any kind. So yes.
Scapegoat. Scapegoat.
Sorry, I meant scapegoat. Yes, that is my view. Do you have other?
No, I definitely agree on the very anti-fascism left-wing party that is like constantly like, oh, we're against fascism. We're like the what do they say about the that our democracy was built, and it was like written out to be like anti-fascist,
and like anti-fascist.
That is so limiting. The fact that you frame everything as anti-fascist, we're anti-fascist, and to have the enemy, right? Because if you put yourself as an anti-fascist, then you're also at the same time you're creating the enemy that is a fascist, for you, I guess, in the room, and that is so limiting, because we're so much more progressive. We were so much more progressive, as a country, when we became democracy. Let's say,
for sure,
to be more than just going against fascism, because that is like the bare minimum. It's like, yes, we are against fascism. Like, obviously, we are against fascism. That is the bare minimum. But if you just consider it and just frame yourself as that, then it's like very, very limiting as a country. But it is true. They need that enemy.
Yes, it's also difficult to, because not even Umberto Eco, and it's not agreed globally. as a clear definition of what fascism is. Okay,
Yeah, indeed.
and I don't know if maybe it's more referred to historical fascism, so the Italian fascism with Mussolini, Benito, and that shit. So I don't know. It's
No,
also
I think this
it's
is
pretty.
quite a good frame to understand. Uh, yeah, maybe the name fascism is it's very connected to the history, the Italian history, more specifically.
Oh, yes, probably it's more.
But if interpreted as just like a concept and as behaviors, these 14 points are, you know, that they can be found in any sort of social conglomeration that is like a country, that can be a community, that's a small community in a town, or it can be like a big community that is like crypto. Just it can be in all sorts of things, and again, it can be in countries, and it's behaviors that um yeah, I think they threaten democracy, and they threaten progress and inclusion, and just the well-being of society as a whole. Maybe it does improve the well-being for some people, but
Well,
as a whole and as a progression, you know.
maybe as a placebo, but it's. And that's also the
But
point where to reduce vocabulary to limit complex thoughts. Yes, using always the, let's say, grouping everything under fascism, everything that under just the same umbrella, negative umbrella.
yeah,
Everything bad is fascism. It's it's very it's it's stupid because you don't can analyze the things in depth and can't find a solution for those things. Okay, if you just
yeah,
label everything as fascism. So
yeah, no,
yes, quite a few of these points I think can be some recognized in something, and yes, same things for the terrorists in the USA. We're just doing these two examples, but it's trying to make a complex manner in something small, in something easily recognizable and small. Yes, to in some way try avoid thinking deeper. Oh, I don't
yeah.
know.
And I mean, like, another thing that now rereading the points, I kind of see, which is, well, other than the rejection of critical thinking, but that in the US and in general, I think it has just dramatically dropped in the past decades.
Yes, actually yes.
Also of the education in the sense, but a fear of difference, I see it now, especially, which is kind of ironic, but in the extreme left. Um, I see, like, they are now making communities that are acceptance of everybody, right? Except white males,
Right,
white straight
right,
males.
and and voting for the Republicans. That's
Uh, but it's like,
okay.
but it's like crazy, because it's all kind of, and all these people and all these groups are all kind of for integration. They're all like integration and equality, right? And then they just exclude one group for what they are. My God, the fucking alert every time I see it's just like flashed red. I love it. um no, so I do see it as well, and but just have a quick question, and well, it's not really quick, but um, can a
Tell me.
society reject fascism while still reproducing its mechanism? So, like, can a
Uh,
country, can a society be like, oh, we're you know, we're anti-fascism, blah blah blah, but then at the same time, like 7 out of 14 of these are just happening and are being kind of uh uh. uh how you say, like, slowly they embed within the society and the behaviors.
um, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say to Italy to make an example closer to me and just to focus on a very strict, let's say, word to analyze
Mm-hmm.
instead of going globally. Uh, but yes, I think that this question is has some difficulties because of the definition, because it
Yeah.
doesn't has a real definition, and pretty sure that the majority of people just mean it as something historical, historical fascism. So the point is, the answer to this question is, can society reject fascism? While doing it, it's no, they cannot do this, but they are doing it because probably there are two different visions of fascism.
I think there is
Probably
I think
don't
there,
even realize what they're doing is something very relatable to a
yeah,
fascism, authoritarianism. So it's strange because of
yeah.
you go.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with it, and I believe this thing it's so important. These 14 typical features are so important because you need to define something in order to understand it. That's kind of what we need as humans. We need to define something to internalize it and fully understand it. And once you internalize and understand something, that you can see it,
Yes,
right?
of course.
If you break fascism down to these 14 points, you read those points, you do understand it, then you can see the patterns in like around you. If you look for it, obviously, that is always the um, one criteria, willingness to look for things. Um, so I believe the answer to this, it is indeed, as you said, like yes, it is possible people are doing it, and I believe that the main reason is that indeed there is people don't know about these 14 features. People don't are not educated about
People don't really
fascism
understand
as
fascism,
yeah,
literally.
exactly.
That's
People are not educated
Mhm.
in a manner that allows them to kind of see all this all this shit, to be honest. All this shit that is going on around them, or all the shit that they're doing, because they might be doing something out of a reason or the other. It can be fear, it can be insecurity, it can be anything. um that it is one of these behaviors, and perhaps they would see it and stop it if they realize, oh my god. It's like, when you know that something is racist, and you will
Yes,
try not to do it, or or if you maybe think something, you will catch yourself and be like, oh damn, that's kind of racist. Not saying it happens to me, I'm not racist. I'm sure Lorenzo happens most, definitely more than me.
yes, I'm
No, I'm
more
joking.
not racist than you. Yes, yes, for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I'm more not racist. Yes, I agree with
Um,
you. Yes.
no, in that sense, you can be like, oh, I'm a racist, oh, I'm a fascist, in a sense, or I am exhibiting a slightly fascist tendency, when I fear difference, or appeal to
Yeah.
social
By the
frustration,
way,
or I'm obsessed with
by the
the
way,
enemy.
I wanna clarify something because some of these points are quite human characteristics. This is not something about
Yeah,
human.
yeah, yeah.
It's not that if you person X uh, do some of these, have a bad thinking, have some way of thinking, it means you are a fucking fascist.
No,
This
of
is
course not.
it talks about the if the government of a country has those kind of behaviors, that country may be a fascist country. Okay, it's not that
Yeah,
there are these behaviors in Italy,
I
there are these
would.
behaviors in the USA. So that's fascism, boys. So,
But it's just pretty much that this behaviors does not mean that if you or if your neighbor is scared of something that's different than them, that they are fascist, and you should hang them upside down. But just simply, it's very good to understand and just, yeah, educate people about this, so that they can change. They can change it. They can see it, and they can communicate, and they can change it. If it's not too far, if it's
okay,
not too
yes, nice,
late.
very good,
Now,
very good. Thank you for this
I
topic.
think.
Yes, now we are gonna talk about another Benito because I don't know if you know. We're gonna talk about Mr. Bad Bunny and his halftime
Is that
performance.
actually his name?
Yes, it's his first name, Benito.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the full name, but the full name is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio.
Okay.
Thanks to the background. And yes, that's his name. And what we're gonna talk about him, we're gonna talk about his performance at the Super Bowl halftime show. And I don't know if you have seen it. There were a lot of grass around, tall grass. Very good performance, very loud performance, and very hated performance on the other side of the bush. And with the bush, I mean the President Trump.
Okay.
So I think you wanna see it right now. Yes, you are seeing it right now. Okay,
Yeah.
this is what we want to talk about. Let's give a little refresh of the importance of this, because why this halftime is important. It's important because he sang in Spanish instead of English. It was a place to represent Puerto Rico, which is his country, which is part of the USA actually, but was kind of left out and forgotten actually a lot by the USA, and very sad actually. So, but what I want to talk about, very important things about the situation in Puerto Rico. No, I want to talk about the post by La Repubblica. Post by La Repubblica. La Repubblica is a very smart Italian journal, news outlet. Circus Academy. Choose the one you prefer. Okay, I like Circus. Yes, this post says actually, Bad Bunny, with his performance during Super Bowl, celebrates migrants, and that's what. Please follow, as the writing is saying. Sorry. So this is the point that triggered me quite a lot.
Yeah.
Why are you saying yes? Because it did not really says exactly that. That's not the meaning of the stuff. I don't think he wanted to praise immigrants. No, what he wanted to do was quite more difficult. And talking about fascism, we just made something simpler. Just use something that is very close to a certain group and talk about it. Yes,
Yeah.
but not. What he wanted to do was something very different than talking about migrants. He wanted to hope for a more equality and unity in the American continent. So what he wanted to do was speak about all the Latin Center, South, and North American country all together, not just seeing them as migrants in the USA. That was his point. He wanted unity. He wanted everybody to be at the same level. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what really triggered me about it. Yes.
Fully understand that.
The point of this is not
Yeah.
migrants deserve a fucking space in the USA,
Yeah.
but no, this fucking enormous continent is ours, and we are different. We are Spanish speaking. We are English speaking. We are different people. Everybody with the same rights and at the same level. Okay, and that's not the view of most more righty part of the USA, who thinks they are the best. They are the biggest. Yes, I know they're the biggest because they're the fattest. Sorry.
No.
No. Sorry. No.
Bannati.
No,
Bannati.
no, the best. Sorry, this was a joke about culinary education in the US. By the way, it was a deep topic. Yes, that's it. That is all the dilemma that I wanted to speak about. I also pointed it out on the comment, and strangely, I was not attacked by all the red people we love a lot. So
Yeah.
that means that it's something that is not that much not understood. Okay, it's something they know they made something wrong. Okay.
No, yeah, I have to say, going through the comments, I think
Yes,
a lot of
wanna
people
say comments?
are reacting similarly.
this is my
pretty,
comment.
but okay.
The comment is if you summarized it in celebrate immigrants, you don't have understood anything. Only one like.
Yeah.
Sad. Okay.
Let's see.
And then to avoid incomprehension, Bad Bunny did a lot more than a message, a typical message of a PD reunion about immigration. He wanted to go beyond that, celebrating and wanting a union between people of North and South America. Something very different than immigration. That's what I wrote there. Yes, a lot of common are fucking fun boys and fun girls of Bad Bunny. So, yeah, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, six. That's not six. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nice.
He's totally right. Just saying, as usual, the Repubblica has not understood anything and tends to want to do political propaganda instead. Which I think is very, very right, because they just wanted to find way. Yeah, they wanted just to find a way to speak about a political hot topic, uh, which I think is very fucking stupid, because it
No,
doesn't really fit. There is no story here. There is nothing. Nothing said.
Baby Trump, are you seeing him?
Yeah, I saw the baby Trump crying. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I really
Let's not go too deep.
It's really triggering, I
because
think.
It's. I saw something and I don't want to see that again. Okay, yes.
Okay.
So I got a question for you, like always. We did not drink at the end of last chapter, so we are just stupid.
Hey,
Sorry.
I did.
Yes, I did also, but not at the end. Okay, we need to make it a ritual. Okay, something very theatrical.
E non posso fare così. I don't have the.
Ah, you have the sucky.
I have the
okay.
sucking. Yeah, I must suck it all up. So
I know you do. Okay. So yes, this is stupid. This is a stupid question actually. But at what point does recognition turns into soft segregation? Meaning, yeah, I'm always calling you a me. I'm an immigrant, and yes, I want to put you in a position that you should not be. You are just a person like me. You're not less than me. Go on.
Well, I think it really depends on the individual. I think you can recognize somebody as an immigrant
Yes.
while still holding them to be your equal and have the same rights, and
Yes. Yes. Okay.
that is as in like that. So it's it really, I think, at what point it's the at the and it depends on how that individual weights and kind of place the other, compared to himself. Now, because if you would find somebody like an immigrant to just be an immigrant, like they're just an immigrant, there is nothing else, you don't even see the person behind the label that you put on them, then in that sense I do think that it's very easy for it to turn into soft segregation. It's very, very easy.
Yes.
I think
very easy.
in communities, like in cities, like I think it's way harder for institution to fix this rather than for the individual. For the individual, is like if you see the person, like you can, it's like you will not do that. Then if you're fucking racist, then very easy for it to turn into soft segregation. It's just like full blown racism and fear and you know alienation from and the humanization
Okay.
of that person into just being an immigrant. So I think it really depends on the individual and individual cases. I don't know what you think about it. I don't know if you have
No,
a different.
No, it's more or less the same.
frame a
You
different
can
opinion, and I don't.
summarizes. It's I want to say it's something that it's happening strangely in both sides. In even from the righty, very conservative people to the more left people that should be the one that are very acceptant, and so it's something that needs to be taken consideration of. Okay, because yes, that's it. It's more or less what you said. Nothing more. I just wanted to add this thing that is more widespread.
Yeah.
You can fucking easily recognize it in the right. Okay, oh, my.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't underestimate the other part. Okay. Okay, I think we are done with Bad Bunny.
Yes.
So we're gonna drink in a very theatrical way now. Can't imagine the noises we are hearing right now. Ah, nice.
I
Nah,
finished my my
oh,
liter.
wow, you're a strong
I
sucker.
need to refill. Okay, flash news. Pucci. So, fast news. Pucci, well-known Italian comedian. Suppose, huh?
Please follow. Sorry, I'm just reading the red, big
Okay,
red.
oh, yeah. Well-known Italian comedian, says to be a right-wing. Um, he declined the invitation to host Sanremo. I would say the most important kind of music event in Italy. Whoever wins the competition goes to the Eurovision, so it is quite an important one. He refused, uh, and explaining for reasoning too many insults, threats. I give it up. Um, and in
Yes.
this article, in this post, let's say from La Stampa, they don't only communicate this news of the refusal, but they go deeper. They go deeper. So I'm gonna quickly translate the title. That the great refusal of Sanremo demonstrates how much the Melonian world, so the world of the Prime Minister Meloni, uh, it reaches beyond in intelligence, in smartness, the old world of Berlusconi, and even further than the Trumpism
Really?
that fires comedian and sees them for billions. Yes, it says billions with a B. Now, I'm just gonna quickly read a little bit what
Where do you want me to go?
how
The
you call it.
comments, the first
No, no,
comment.
no, no. Like what literally what they added in the caption. That's
Oh,
the
the
word I was
caption.
looking for
Okay.
in the caption.
Caption by La Stampa, yes.
So what I'm gonna read is so they call it a Bulgarian edit. I don't know if this is a correct
Yes, Edita
translation.
Bulgaro, yes,
Kick it out.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of those who hunt alone, collects martyrdom and solidarity, then maybe come back. The appeals are already raining with the halo of victim of unique thought rehabilitated by history. Andreas Pucci's self-edit with Sanremo's Great Rejection shows how the Melonian world outshines the old Berlusconian world, and even the Trumpism that caused comedian to fire them, sues them for billions, or almost in brackets, sends ICE home. That's kind of fucking crazy to say. Uh, that kind of intervention pronounces anathema and closes broadcast, turning opponents into heroes of free information, free satire, free democratic speech. The Italian right is rather cunning. See, they know they have analyzed this refusal of a comic after a lot of backlash and insults. Um, refusal refusal because of the pressure of the event. Because if the atmosphere was gonna be like this, then I'm not gonna go. They went way deeper. They analyzed. Let's say it's Red Canning. The Italian writes it occupies all parts of the comedy. Huh? It is the enlightened entity that hires Pucci, Rai. It is the fired Pucci, the outrage for the firing, the opinionist that are friends of Pucci. This is a well-known scheme, a well-known circle of influence that they get together every Sunday. There is gonna be the Pucci files being released soon.
Oh, finally.
It's the yeah. It's the paladin of freedom that demands the reintegration. The politicians, friends of Pucci. Pucci has friends within the higher politic ranks now. And finally, Will might be the generous ruler who recovers Pucci and returns Sanremo to him. The Rai and the circle closes.
Wow.
Now this is fucking this is what I had no idea. I had
this is crazy, man. This is very wow.
Yeah.
So fucking crazy.
Wait. For the people of the left, the only thing left is the role of the bad, freedom killing, against satire, even if they didn't do anything wrong. Some complaints on the social, some valuation on the opportunism, or no, some opinioning of a photo that Pucci apparently posted with his bare ass, in which he announced his how you say that he was gonna it was being asked and he had accepted the role to host Sanremo. Now I haven't checked the comments myself. I don't know if the post is still there. I don't know.
What post? Sorry, I don't.
From Pucci.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't really know. Why my microphone is so fucking low? Sorry, can you check? What the fuck? It's low as fuck.
No, I don't think it's still there. Unfortunately, it would have been interesting to see the post, and to see the actual comments, because I don't think that the comments were only like slightly complaining.
No, okay.
But this is besides the point.
Yes,
the point of the post indeed was the fact that with one decision, from one refusal, the great Stampa uncovered a great scheme.
Finally uncovered the great scheme.
Finally uncovered
the greater scheme. The coming back of the fascism. But
of the right that serves.
Who wrote this? Who is the journal? Flavia Perina. She is the one we have to thank. She is the one that's gonna finish in the books of history for discovering fascism today, with this intervention of Pucci at Sanremo. Thank Flavia. Okay. First of all, I want.
And this was the flash news. I would like to drink, but I need to refill it.
I will just make a little
finish.
More simple context to do this. Pucci was chosen in don't know what way. Nepotism, I don't fucking know. Don't care about it. And when his name was announced, he received a lot of critics, threats, and to him and his family also. And so, for this social pressure, he decided to not do it. That's it. That's what happened. That's the story. He did the right thing. I don't think. I think every comedian receives, I don't know, these kind of things from people that don't like him, maybe. So it's his choice. Okay, it's a questionable choice, but don't care. The problem is the rest. The problem is what they built around this news, the double standard, because it's a double standard, because calling victimism, people from the left calling someone else victimism, it's funny, quite funny. Yes, this shows the double standard, because if this happened to a fucking more left-wing comedian, this would not be a post like this. This would be a post calling for fascism, calling for what the fuck, these very stupid people calling this great artist, this great and good artist.
Yeah, and then calling
names
the other
and
people,
stuff. Yes.
like fascists who are
They wouldn't be-
blocking
they-
open
they wouldn't be talking about-
communication, satire, and
Yes, freedom of speech, those stuff that
Yeah.
doesn't come in the game when the person is from right. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the big double standard we are seeing.
what did they do? Just a few complaints,
Yes.
just a
That's
few
double standard,
observation
yes.
on his naked ass.
Yes. So, two big problems: the double standard on the situation, on the insults, and this, I don't know, sand castle made with rubbish instead of sand of fake journalism, in my opinion, because this is fake journalism. Yes, that's it. That is this. We live in a shitty world, Pasquale, at this point, where media are just, I don't know, YouTube level, actually. I think YouTuber, 20, 15 YouTubers. I think if we put Surreal Power here,
Yeah, it's
job
like
would be the same, yes.
The
Yes.
gossip,
Yes,
gossip
yes.
channel, pretty much that
Yes, actually, yes.
followed the other YouTubers and the trendy ones, and try to uncover dirt and make
Yes, we're
hate and
at the same level right now. Same thing. Okay.
All right.
We drink a little bit. Come on.
we have to.
Okay, we're talking about ice. We are late on this, actually, but we don't care. Okay, ice situation. What happened to ice? We are referring to the situation of the second killing of an American civilian by the ice, and all the problems that brought in the table. So now you're seeing the post from Il Post, and talks about the second killing in the 16th, Sabato mattina. When the fuck was it? I don't know, around the 20 of January. This happened, and an incident where Alex Jeffrey Pretty lost his life because of two ICE agents. And yes, we don't want to talk about the situation. It's a very sad situation. Of course, every death is a problem. Well, we want to talk about what caused this death. Okay. Situation now has changed. There's not that much pressure on Minneapolis and Minnesota, and his situation seemed to be taken care a little bit. It's still in a very confused state. Okay, confused place right now, but a little bit better. We have not seen a death there in a while now, so yeah, we are positive. So what we're going to talk about is two big problems. The first big problem is ICE agents, the new policies that took place under Donald Trump. The new I was seeing you still, but sorry. The new policies by Donald Trump that put a more strong presence of ICE in the street, doing jobs that they don't usually should have done, that they did not usually do. But it's a federal agency. The president says, "Okay, we do that." They do fucking that. At the point we have to do that. Yes, the problem, that thing that is not part of their job, is being incompetent. okay, being not at the level to take care of the situation in a professional way. The situation that happened, the first problem is ICE agents itself. They are just not trained for the situation. They are abusing force, and they are doing everything that is wrong. Yes, the problem is what they met on the other side, okay? Because the situation got managed from the left activists in a very strange way, okay? Because if we are in a situation where there is this thing that is very wrong, that is doing something wrong, you should just work with politics, with policies to address those problems and make them go away. And with making them go away, you just say, okay, ICE, go home, please. What they did is different. They go the hard way and decided to put themselves in the wrong by following federal agents and trying to interrupt raids, doing a lot of noise, blocking streets with their cars, and interfering with a federal agency job or police job is a crime.
Yeah.
So you are putting yourself in a situation where now you're not a wrong and a good. There are two wrongs, and where there are two wrongs, there can be debate. So you're giving something to the right-wing party, to Donald Trump, to hold on. Yes, to contest you, to hold on to something that it's in part right, and that's you are losing. Okay.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the situation, let's say, is not very good still, and finally, luckily, Donald Trump and the administration decided to, break the situation a little bit.
Well,
because they were risking a literal civil war at that point, and not only by Trump, because the other part were pushing also for this hate towards ICE agents. So there were two forces, one going into the other one in a very violent way, and that's not something you really want. Okay. And for now, it seems that in a way Donald Trump understood it and decided to put a break on it. But yes, that is the situation in the USA of ICE. Okay.
yes.
It's something we need to understand also from the point of view of the Democrats Party, that they should not incite their people, let's call them people, to do this kind of activities against us. They should not incentivize hate. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. You're gonna just push one against the other, and that's, in a point, is not what you want in a country where you have to coexist. Okay. You don't want to live with an enemy. You want to live with someone with different view, and the point is to understand each other, not to fucking hate each other. Yes.
There is no dialogue.
Yes.
That's the thing. There's absolutely no dialogue. I believe that is also maybe the environment that makes it so that people believe that there is no possibility for dialogue. I don't know. After the first incident, I think it was really, really clear, and a lot of people that were in institutions, just like police and politics, they which supported supported like the protests, and supported the communication, supported the ideology. They didn't go like necessarily like directly against it. They only specified like, hey, kind of this interrupting, like trying to stop their operations that is like illegal, literally, that is illegal. They are they can arrest you. They probably should arrest you if you try. If you threaten them, they should feel threatened. Like that is very normal. Again, this does not condone any sort of killing, but um, that is just like simply true. I mean, and again, this kept on going on, and again, the incident repeated itself. It's very tragic, obviously. And there's videos. There is like a lot of debate. Who's right? Oh, the ICE agents were right. He had a gun, or it's like, well, he had a gun, but he rightfully had so. Like he legally had a gun and was allowed to have a gun with him on him. Um, but people feel threatened. And as we said, like as you rightfully mentioned, like they were not prepared for this. They hired a lot of people with little to no background checks. Um, just and they rolled out massive operations. It's like this. Imagine like an ICE agents, which is already not trained for very high stress situations, to being followed and threatened constantly while they're trying to working, like obviously creating the circumstances for a tragedy as well. uh, so it's really fucked up, but also there are like a lot of debates on the social still, which is on who's
Oh
right,
yes, that's the.
but also
Yeah,
on
nobody's right.
how
That's the point.
how how much of a propaganda is ICE as well. um like the rollout in which states they happened, uh rather which states supported Trump and which didn't. Like that's very interesting actually to see. So it's
Of
just
course,
it's
they're
a
gonna play
it's a
politics, Pasquale. What do you
yeah,
want?
but it's a crazy it's a crazy situation if you look at the broader context and you actually take everything into account. If you actually go to look at the statistic, like how many arrests were made, how many people were kicked out of the country. If you actually look at the numbers, all this is making so much noise, but it's not making that much numbers. It's not making that much change. It's not like, oh, they rolled out ICE
No, yeah,
and
but
now all the illegal immigrants are everything is fixed, and we improved the situation. Like, no, you haven't even made a dent. So again, a very much political,
no,
very
but
much a
I don't think
symbol.
there's no point of view where ICE is doing something good. Okay, there's at this point,
Mm.
if you are at least a little bit a critic thinker, there's no savings. There's no a good end for
No,
ICE for
there
this
is
ICE.
fixes. No.
Okay, so yes,
Yep.
it's that's even worse than you know. Then that's even worse to think that the other part is behaving quite bad as well. When they have an enemy that is so easily destroyable, okay, with just few seconds, few analysis, and still you are giving it power.
Yeah.
Yes, so I don't know. I think the point ICE in the USA, what they've done, how they have been organized under Trump administration, is bad. Is bad beyond every limit. Okay, and yes, the thing you were saying that different states, different situations is where they were put. I saw there were a lot of reports of most of the arrests made by ICE were in Texas, where there were not that much problems at the end.
Yeah.
When in a Democrat state like Minnesota, literally explosion of violence and everything. It's quite a situation. It's two different words. So it's something good to talk about. This everybody doing bullshit, and of course, in the end, the result will be a bullshit situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should proceed. So now you're gonna speak us about ice at the
Yeah.
Italian Olympics. Nice.
Yeah. You have a post. Let me know when it's on. We should probably
Yes, I have actually a
have
post.
a quick drink, not a full drink, but a quick
It's
drink.
half drink. Okay, half drink. I can do it. Okay, they are seeing and everything they need to be seeing.
Perfect. So, what is the story that the ice is at the Olympics? Remember,
Wow.
like these are the Winter Olympics
Wow.
that are happening in Cortina and Milan. Um, they're the crazy ass sports where they just take a man-made mountain, a man-made cliff, and they just throw you down. Uh, but it's just still Olympics, still like an international stage, very important stage. Um, very important event. So, there was like a lot of talks about why the fuck is ice coming to the Olympics. There was obviously a lot of backlash. There was like a lot of protest. Actually, there were some protests that turned violent as well. I don't know if you've seen that yourself,
Oh, which
but
one?
very, very interesting.
The one in Milan
Um,
recently.
there were some. No, I wouldn't say recently, like a couple days ago, but I'm just saying, in the last week slash 2 weeks, I have seen like
Not
protests, and I
there.
have read like articles about
Yeah,
protest. You gone?
okay, about ice specifically at the Olympics, there were manifestations very that did not that didn't bring anything bad actually, not no violence anything. The one I think you're referring to are the one against Olympics itself. Okay, not against ice. They made
Yeah,
literal
very okay. Okay,
chaos,
yes.
but those
Let's
are
let's keep it
anarchics.
at that. Though there is quite a climate of tension around the Olympics, as you mentioned. There were like already
Yes,
protests about the
but
hosting the Olympics
these
because
were kind
obviously,
of recently. I think this weekend,
yeah.
not very much time ago.
Um and there was also obviously tension and protest for ice.
Yes.
I wanted to mention it briefly because I saw a post of a very left wing um, page slash newspaper on Instagram that covered and posted videos of the violent protest, in which there were actually videos of protesters being violent against officers. Um,
I don't think that's
and
what
they
you're thinking.
No, but wait, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just like this video was posted, and I think it was actually from the Akatsura in Turin, not like in Milan, but I
Oh,
think
really?
yeah, I think it was like a video from there, but it was taken as that the Italian population was beating the shit. It was like posted
Ooh.
as beating the crap out
Wow.
of ICE agents.
Really?
Yeah, so I wanted to mention this because
Wow.
everything is being
Wow.
taken from one side, from the other, and being used in a political manifesto way.
Wow.
This is the simple story about like just ICE. The word protest again. I'm glad you confirmed like non-violent. Um, but let's just clarify
Yes.
why the ICE is at the Olympics. Every nation, with the consent of the hosting nation, they can bring a federal agency.
Or agency, because
Um,
federal, not every state is federal. So yes, this was my
okay,
mistake
just
here.
just an
Yes.
agency. Let's say that can be from the state. It can be from whatever way your state is fucking like or organized. A foreign agency, let's say, that to just come and support the team. How would they support it? Well, mostly just for coordination, mostly like support and security coordination. They do not have any sort of authority. They are completely neutral. They do not have any authority to impose anything, to do anything. Um, so they're just there indirectly, like as liaison. So they are just a figure. They're just a figure. So they can't do it. They cannot impose their own authority. They're just there as guards, pretty much. Now, what I want to ask is, uh, what 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 is the controversy about it? What do you think, and what do you think it represents this choice to bring ice to the
To
Olympics?
bring us to the Olympics, okay, first there's the clarification that the post made, okay, where they talk about the difference between ice and what part. Sorry, I think I got the wrong post here. My stupid ass got the wrong post. But we're gonna find it
Do you
in
mean
a
that
in a
the ice
minute.
that will come is a different ice than the one
Yes,
is
is
like a
divided.
more
Is
administrative part?
the
Yeah, 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 hundred
is
percent.
the
Yeah, I've seen that
Homeland
as well.
Security part of the ICE. It's Homeland Security. It's a famous agency in crime series. I watch a lot of crime series, so I know that a lot. Where I can't find the
Uh,
where is the
Wait, no, I do think that there is that they do say it in this post.
is this one? No, it's is this other one. Oh yes, it's
Uh,
this one. Sorry, I got the wrong one. Yes, sorry, it's this one where it says yes. He talks about this. He's explaining that it's not actually the ice that uh, the uh, the operative part, the ERO, Enforcement and Removal Operations, is the Homeland Security investigation part. Okay, it's
no,
not those people, and actually, it's true. It's not. It's not the same people. It's a different part of the agency. So
different branch. Yeah.
yes, a different branch of the agency. They're not the same guys. They may be not. They may be people that were there before the Trump administration. Okay, that's the point. I mean, people working there when there was Biden. So it's totally different people. And your question was what it is. It is a political battle, simple political battle that um, that took place like every other political battle. Okay, ICE is a right wing stuff, so me, a left wing activist person, has to be against it. This is ICE is something very uh, prominent in the news in that period, in this period. So yes, I am left. Okay, I should fight against this, not understanding anything, not understanding any excuse, considering it just a symbol of the right. So I have to fight this symbol, and that is the only reason.
Yeah.
because because
I do fully
if the
agree.
law says they cannot do a thing, they even if they were the operation part, they cannot arrest any fucking body. They cannot enforce their law. So what's the point? And even if they're not the same guys, you still protest about it. It's very understandable that you are not protesting for that specific case, concrete case, but
Yeah.
you are just protesting for a bias, for a position you took, and you stay in that position. That's it. That's the only reason. Okay, I fucking hate ICE, but I don't think they're gonna
Yeah,
go
but I think
in
yeah, but I
Milan
think it's
killing people.
also no, of course, but I think it's fair to take a position because
Yes.
it is done as a symbol. It is done to for
Also, yes.
exposure and for politicizing a sports an international stage. And I think it's fair that they go against ICE. But I think what the problem is that indeed the thing that you just read, the fact that everything was just just built on nothing, because instead of it's actually going against what I just said, just the politicization of that stage
Mm-hmm.
specifically. um it was just done, oh yeah, I yeah, we don't want you, we don't want you here. So it's just like there lacks that communication, there lacks that actual dialogue, because it lacks actual you know information. Like they don't, they just kind of go in blindly, and as you said, just go against ice. They hear ice, so like against ice. And when you start in that way, then nothing. There is no message that actually arrives. Like you're not communicating anything.
Yes, you're not going.
And your message doesn't arrive far, and it doesn't arrive to the people that needs to where it needs to arrive to. So it's just a waste. It's just a waste of effort and energy, and just a waste. Actually, it's such a pity.
Yes, I totally agree with you, and there is that, point of view debate on yes, but Trump decided to choose ICE, not the operational part, but still ICE, to follow them at the Olympics. Yeah, that's a political choice. Every fucking thing is a political choice. And do you think the ICE going to the Olympics will change the people's opinion about ICE? I don't know.
No, of course
So
not.
even that excuse, it's stupid, because what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think people are seeing ICE? Oh no, I changed my opinion. They are good guys. Oh,
No, but
they're at the Olympics.
but it becomes normalized. They
What
they
ICE?
normalize, like the more you expose something, the more you throw it down your throat, the more you just get used to
But
it.
it's already something that people are aware exists, and exists in a very negative way. And as we said,
No,
as we said
indeed. So
before,
they try to make it exist in other contexts and other environments where where you're
people are
against
not
it, but
that
not so much
stupid at a
because
certain point. Okay, if you want to go, I know people are not that stupid. I don't fucking
I
know.
don't know, man.
The opinion
Mass
about
psychology, The
I don't
mass
know.
is very stupid. The mass is
The
just
mass
as
opinion
the
about
mass
ICE is
it's
very
shit,
bad.
It's shit,
It's
obviously.
shit, but
Really,
it's
yeah,
not just
it
shit
would be, it would be
for.
kind of crazy.
It's not just shit from far left. Okay, it's not just far left that criticizes ICE. Kind of everybody criticizes ICE. People in the center, people not that far right, people criticizes ICE on how they work. So
Yeah.
it's not a situation where ICE is 50% loved and 50% hated. So you want to put the no worry. You want to up the percentage in a way. You cannot fucking up the percentage in a way. You will create exactly this, more hate against you. Is exactly what happened. So why being
Yeah.
stupid? Hey, we see eyes that okay, eyes are
Yeah,
full
but
of
there is
bullshit.
also a certain amount of people, a certain amount um, of fucks you can get, literally.
Oh yes,
There is a limited amount of fucks that you can get. If you hate something, there is a limited amount of hate of hormone that your brain can produce. And after it fires and
Okay.
fires and fires and fires and fires and fires, and then you see eyes and just like, yeah, hate, 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 hate. At some point, you're literally you're not gonna be able to produce it anymore. You're not gonna be able to care enough to hate them.
Oh, that's
And then
like
you ignore
everything.
them.
Come on, that's like everything.
And then you ignore it though. You ignore it. You start ignoring it.
Yes, you start ignoring it,
And because it's
but-
far and because it's not your reality, it's
But-
very easy to ignore.
yes, but
No, I'm not
it's
saying
not.
that it works that easily.
go,
I'm
go.
not saying that it like overnight, like blah blah blah. But I'm just saying that there are reasons why it can work in a way or the other. If they get hate or if they don't get hate,
I don't.
it's still like it's
okay.
still a way to normalize and to affect how people perceive it.
I
Even
don't
if people perceive it bad, but they're overloaded.
I don't think that ice coming to the Olympics really normalize ice, because who talked about ice at the Olympics? Who talked to the mass of people about ice at the Olympics? Left wing that were against ice.
Yeah, you're right.
Uh,
Yeah, you're right. It's always the left that talks
You
to
are
the left
giving
about things that
them
the left,
visibility. I've not seen Donald Trump posting about ice is gonna be at the Olympics. No, I've not seen it. I'm not saying post it. They are creating their own enemy. They are literally doing everything by themselves. because I don't know. I think it's a standard procedure in a way. Okay, given that it's something that is done, I don't know what show could have, what would have show in a better way ice. There are not military parades during the Olympics. You say, oh, there are military parades. Oh, ice parades in the stadium in San Siro with flags and stuff. They work behind doors. I am kind of up to date with Olympics. I'm not saying ice doing shit.
Yeah.
If there was ice doing shit, I say, oh yes, you say a little bit too much publicity to ice. Don't like it.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been publicity to ice, and they can do publicity to ice. Simply, this is not the place to do. The Olympics are not the place to do that thing. If you see Donald Trump profile, that's the place, and that you criticize. But not Olympics. There hasn't been anything. So, by the way, I'm looking to you and not straight, and I'm stupid as fuck because there will be all the fucking video with me looking on the. Right. No problem. That is my point. If this news wasn't spoke about by left, by people that were against it, we wouldn't have even noticed it.
No, but and if the news was talked about in a different way as well, it would have been better.
For example, which way?
Yeah, for example, like why did they choose, like, did ICE accompany the athletes to every Olympic? Fuck no, there was probably other agencies at the time. So the question is, like,
it's
you can
probably because That's something to. I would search about it because Homeland Security Department is the one that do that in a way. It's Homeland Security.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're here to do.
Zio porco, io voglio aprire la bossa è rosso, però porca.
Ma apriti la bozza di rossa.
Signori! So we have a beautiful bottle of Spabagunder Pinot Noir from Germany.
By the way, yes, it literally says, yes, Homeland Security have historically been involved in supporting Olympic security for the US.
Ma allora, sorry, I switched to Italian. But then all it took was a Google search.
They discovered that Homeland Security is a part of the ICE. Wow. That majority of people probably don't know what does ICE means. So, oh my god. So it's a normal procedure.
Yeah, so you see, Trump like, didn't even. That's the kind of question. That's the kind of question to pose. Is it like a symbol? Why was it done? Was it done before? Because then if it's like, oh well, in the other editions there was other agencies, and then for the first time, Homeland Security, for the part of ICE, the branch of ICE, accompanied them, and then it's like, oh, this is suspicious. It was never done before, and now with all the protests, with everything that is going on, now it's been done. You know, is there like an superior motive? Isn't it like? But then if you look up, like, was it done in the past? Yes, it was always done. Like, and it's like very, very normal. Then that is even hard to like try to read something into it, right? So yeah. Then it becomes even more realistic and even more even closer to what you were saying. Just hearing eyes and then just barking against it, like dogs, when the postman passes.
Yes.
And it's just it makes it so ridiculous. It makes it ridicules the like the protest, and sometimes it can even take away like some weight from some really good arguments. It's like when you have people that react that way and they just go against a thing just because they're against the thing, without having any sort of critical thinking, actually questions, actually try to finding answers, and are trying to educate themselves on the context and on the situations, before posting something, before saying something, screaming something, throwing a gas canister. Um, then when you have those kind of people, then anybody that is within a group that also opposes the same thing, that is trying to make an actual point, that is trying to maybe communicate something to a bigger group, trying to make an actual change, those are not taken seriously. Because if you have like a group of fucking monkeys, well, you will not see the human inside. It's just they're all apes.
Yes, of course.
They're all
It's like
apes.
always, like fucking always. The situation is this louder voice we said last time. And next topic. Next topic, we will be still talking about the Olympics in a very different way right now. About a gaffe made by Rai during this important event ceremony, opening ceremony. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna read as follow the story to you, so we can enjoy it together. Connection is good. Everything is good. Everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody is a little big pussy. Sorry.
Did you
So-
drink from the segment?
Yes, I. No, I did not. Did not drink.
Okay,
Okay, so
then do.
what's the story about? The story is about the person who did the thing. And what happened is there was a strike. Journalists and Italian broadcaster from Rai called a one-day strike for Friday. Okay, escalating, let's say, a standoff between them and the management, and making 5 minutes announcements at the end of every public, let's say, event. Okay, they will still talk about the Olympics. They will still do the service as usual, but at the end of it, they will do this one-day strike because of the gaffe made by Mr. What's the name? Paolo Petracca, who is the director of Rai Sport, the sport channel of Rai. And actually, why was he there? He was there because the presenter that should have presented the thing, let's say, revealed the name of Sergio Mattarella, that he would be at the Olympics, so he got removed from that job. Imagine the news: the president of Italy will be at this opening ceremony of the Olympics in Italy.
Crazy.
Wow, crazy stuff. Okay, the problem is with this guy, the mistake this guy made, Paolo Petracca, and he is seen as close to the Prime Minister Giorgio Meloni,
Very
Brothers of
important
Italy
in
party.
this Melonian world.
Yes,
Less
Petracca.
remembered.
Yes, this
Less remembered.
is like
about
the Empire in Star Wars. Remember,
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, actually.
it's the enemy, the incarnation of all evil. Okay. The problem started when Petracca opened the event by welcoming everyone to the Olympic Stadium, which is in Rome, when
Yeah.
the stadium was the San Siro Stadium, which is in Milan, the place where the Olympics are taking
It's
place.
fucking iconic.
Then
So stupid too. I think it's so fucking it's funny. This guy
by the way,
is the
I-
head of the sport division
yes, he is
of the
totally
national
incompetent.
broadcasting channel,
By the way, I don't
right?
understand
And
this.
then he doesn't know in which is the stadium in Milan.
Yeah,
Everybody knows. The
I don't,
Rocks
I
know
don't
that
understand
San
the
Siro.
connection of this first phrase where he says that he's
Yes.
close to Giorgio Meloni with the other
There is
phrase.
no connection.
Okay.
There is no. It's not that you're not
There's okay.
understanding it. It's that it's just simply not there.
Because there are lines here, made lines, so it's a paragraph on its own. It's not related to the thing said before. Yes, remember, he votes right. Okay, remember this. Remember what's the problem here. Yes, it's not that he's incompetent, it's that he was right. Okay, then he went on to misidentify Italian actress Matilda De Angelis for US megastar Mariah Carey.
How?
One is white and blonde, the other one is darker. And confused the president of the International Olympics Committee, Christy Cover, okay, with the daughter of the Italian president, Mattarella, that was actually at the ceremony. In this point, we got spoiled before it, but
And is that everything that he fucked up?
no, it's not everything that he fucked up. After that, he failed to recognize two members of the Italian women's highly successful volleyball team. Okay. And then said Spanish athletes were always very hot and that many Chinese athletes naturally have phones in their hands.
He meant to say naturally because obviously they grew up building the phone. So,
yes, that is the point.
Yeah.
That is it. That is the point. And the journalist says that this represents a serious blow to Rai's image and the dignity of all journalists. The decision that has been made that Petrarca won't be allowed to command the closing ceremony, which in my opinion is a pity because it would have been very fucking more funny.
Funny.
Would be very, very fucking funnier than the one it's going to be now.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yes, this dispute, let's say, it's another part of the dispute of the fact that if we govern the country, we control in a way the state television, and that's of course not the state television, the state, the Stato, how the fuck do I say that? Television company, which is RAI, the public television company.
The national.
The national broadcasting channel. What the fuck? Yes, that's. So, this is a stupid as fuck story. Very stupid story, but
yes, but it's very nice to close the Olympic chapter. I think
the rhythm we are going today is so. Then this is a good question, in my opinion. Do you think that the national television broadcast should be neutral in a way? And I don't know why this being stupid makes it not neutral. I don't know.
Well, neutral to who?
Neutral, but yeah, well, to the government, because if the government is right, he would like to. For the television, public television, to represent more that.
No. I mean, of course, if you have a national broadcasting channel, there are gonna be influenced by the
by simply choosing who is the manager, or you.
Is it neutral? Well, I don't think it's neutral. I think it should be transparent. I think that's what the RAI is concerned. There were like also other strikes. Actually, in the past, I'm pretty sure that there was some communication about some concern over the journalism at RAI, and
It's a yes. It should not be neutral in a total way. Okay, it should not be neutral. Of course, there are topics that can be viewed with a more right or more left view, exposed with a more partisan idea. The problem is not to omit stuff, simply change the data for your convenience. That's the point. And the other point is, yes, you don't have to look at RAI. There are other channels. Okay, it's very simple.
Yeah.
If there was one channel that everybody has to look at that channel, and that channel is controlled, that's a problem. We're not in a situation 3 years ago the situation was different. There were people more close to the left party in Rai, and the situation was, of course, more left centered. So, of course, this is the same double standard. Okay, same fucking thing here. So,
Yeah, no,
I'm very fed up with this double standard. Go on.
Yeah, you feel threatened by this double standard. You feel the left coming at you.
I don't feel the left coming at me, but I feel the stupidity of some people coming. Because yes,
That is true. That is true. I do agree with that. And that is kind of bothering.
It's not that we're gonna like everything go into fascism, full fascism. If the right is a little bit more righty in some communication style, you're not gonna go into fascism. Come on, you look at something else. No.
No, of course, but I think it's I think your opinion should matter. Like in journalism, in real journalism, your bias, your opinion shouldn't matter, right? I think you know.
And we know that's
you
not true.
studied that.
We know that's not true. So.
And we know, yeah, and we know that that's simply not that is simply not how journalism is working as of right now. There is like a lot of opinion and a lot of bias and a lot of personal opinion, like personal perspective, personal lens, in it. And you can see it how things are phrased. You can see if something is the subject of a sentence or is the end of the sentence. If the causal or if it's the object of the sentence, you can see you can clearly see in an article what the biases are just by giving it a quick look, a quick scan, just on the vocabulary, just on the grammar of things, and it really is concerning in a sense. Um,
The problem
but
is
also we're still in a country where there is like um, the, the the right of open communication and free communication, and people can have a bias. They can post a left wing article like they can post a right wing article. I think it's important from Rai to, I'm not saying staying neutral, staying definitely in the center. You can have more tendency on one side or the other, but just to be very, very transparent with what the facts are, what the situation is, what the context is, when exposing a situation. So I think that's what's important, not necessarily being perfectly neutral.
yes, you're right. They're creating a big scandal from something that we see. It's just a funny idiot saying bullshit.
Yeah,
I got here
yeah, it's just
by
like
the way, the report of one of the three Italian volleyball player that said, "I don't care about the director, about Rai Sport. Haven't recognized me. I'm just happy I brought the torch." And he did a bad figure worldwide. So
yeah.
that's why.
Honestly, yeah,
That's the
100%.
fact. That's the fact. He did a bad figure. Yes. Okay. He is
No,
ashamed.
but
He's
yeah,
probably
it's fucking
gonna
crazy.
get
Yeah.
fired. He's probably gonna get fired. So yes, that's the situation. As always, from a situation that it's in in a very specific border, in a very specific container. We
It's
just
made
created
political.
some big topic of discussion that should not be there. Okay,
Yeah,
we're looking at incompetence of a guy that is in a position. Oh, Italy, right?
yeah.
So
Tonight.
this is the last topic. This is the topic we have most at heart. Okay, and we're gonna talk about Clash Royale. Clash Royale is not a game. It's not a platform. It's a way of life. That
It's a religion.
it's a religion. Yes, actually, yes, you are right. That we both follow, but that unluckily in this period had a little bit of a strike down, a bit of a problem in terms of numbers, in terms of money made, I want to paint you the picture that after that we are gonna discuss a little bit. So the situation is simply this. This game is a very famous game, Clash Royale, made by Supercell. That was kinda, it's an old game, it's from 2016, 10 years ago, as you said. And it has always had a big player base, okay? A lot of community around it, a lot of people playing, enjoying it, like ourselves. But last year, because of a big streamer that we won't say the name because of concurrency, very simple, is simple. And the game had a spike in player base. The situation were great. A lot of people were playing. The team was the software engineers, the team behind the game were very happy, doing a lot of stuff, getting a lot of money also. And then they decided in December or November of last year to put this update that everybody call the money grab final boss, the hero and level 16 update. After this, a lot of situation really changed. All the doubts, all the critiques about the game went bigger. A lot of people were very mad about them, and this big creator, with the influence of this big content creator, that decided to simply quit the game he loved, and did not that only for the money, but he really loved it, decided to quit. And this brought a big, significant decrease in player base. In fact, we are in a point where the game has lost a lot of its players. And also, more important for the company, in my opinion, is that they concluded the 2025 fiscal year with a decrease. Okay, not in loss because it's a big company; they would never go in loss, but with a decrease of revenue, of profit. So the controversy is how an update that was made for the general opinion to grab more money made them be in a situation where they are losing money. That is the big dilemma we're going to discuss today. And with the big dilemma we're going to discuss today, okay, you have something to say? Say it now. Only chance you have. Go.
No, yeah,
Go.
I think that's often it often happens when companies try to go like with an image and they have like crazy expectations. I think and then it just like fucking flops. It happens a few times. Like there's like huge investment, like there's gonna be big, and we're gonna catch all this profits, but you cannot really know how the player base is gonna accept it. And also, I mean, it was clearly money grabbing, but you can go ahead.
No, I just wanted to. The situation is clear. Okay, they are losing money. They did something, an update that was not well received by the general public. Yes, that's it. So naturally, if this big streamer brought a lot of player, if he goes away, like ships, the people follow. Very simple.
Yeah.
Okay, follow the loud opinion, like always. Yes, and as you are rightfully to do so. Okay, you don't like something, you don't do that thing, because we are talking about a video game, so we're not talking about higher systems. So my point is, what do you think about this update? How do you think, was this all made for just a big money grab, or there's some sense in it?
No, just a money grab.
So you think
Like
level
literally
16
that was
because you can say for level 16 a game based on levels has to grow in a way. You can just say fix the level. There will be always a new level. And it took a lot of years for level 16. It's
No, but
normal growth for the game.
the whole system with the heroes and with the
No,
pass.
I'm talking about the pass was before already. Okay, so the pass is something.
No, okay.
Talk
yeah,
about level 16
understand. No, I mean with the level 16.
Hero, we'll talk next.
Sorry?
We'll talk next about heroes, but let's divide it to things because we don't want to always make a big melting pot about everything.
But with the level 16, I do understand what you mean that it needs to grow. But they didn't only change the level 16, they also changed how you get to level 16. So
Yes.
they restructured the whole leveling system in order to make it well it effectively makes it harder,
I
doesn't
don't
it?
think.
Um,
I'm very contrary on this. You go on. Have a
I
different opinion.
think no, I think it's obviously convenient the fact that you can spend money. No, actually, you can only spend gems.
Which are money.
Um,
Okay, yes.
huh?
Which are money.
No, yeah, but I
That's
meant like
the
gold,
point of.
like that's like
Okay.
the currency within the game. And I mean, there was no use for gems for a while, so
Yes.
it makes sense to try to give it another purpose. Um, but then again, you can buy gems, and you don't effectively find gems, uh, like farming or like playing, or like you find them
Well,
in gifts and blah blah blah, which you get more of if you pay.
but yes,
So
you are paying.
I think what I mean to say with they made it harder to level up is they made it easier to level up by spending.
So it's not harder. It's just a choice. You know.
Yeah, no, it's just they chose to facilitate people that will pay rather than people that want to
That's for sure.
they don't want to
That's for sure.
spend money.
That's for
They
sure.
would just want to play. They would want to grow with the game. No.
The point of this controversy here, of all the people talking about, oh yeah, this problem, how max level, how impossible to reach, is that these people are all fucking people with max level that buy thousands of dollars in game currency. They're complaining about this, which is something they've already done. They made it easier for people who spend money to get max level. And they literally made life easier for them with level 16. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Simple, nothing else. Level 16 is not the problem. The system behind level progression in the game is the problem. Okay, but they have not changed it. Adding a level does not mean changing it. Okay, they add another level. You can complain, but at the end of it's not. Let's say every game has a progression. Every game makes a new level, and of course, if you make a new level, and before you were maxed level, if a new level is added, you're not max level anymore, and that's not a serious complaint. That's how a game works. What the fuck?
No, of course, but no.
And that was the
I don't
complaint.
think
And that was the complaint.
nobody's like complaining like, oh, I
No,
was like max level and now there is a
no,
new.
they are complaining about this. The top level player. Oh no, I just jammed everything, spending $10,000. Oh no, I have to do that again. Yeah, that's the game, bro. That's how the games work. It's not one-time payment. That's a game where there is a progression, linear progression, and the point is that this progression needs to be made faster. Going from level 1 to level 16 needs to be faster. Okay, there's no need to make less level. Needs the progression to be faster. Okay, and that's a stupid complaint. That's my point. The complaint should not be the level, it should be the leveling system, but they don't care about the leveling system because they buy fucking gems.
Yeah.
The complaint can be, yes, okay, make the level easier, make less card needed to level up each time, make cards, I don't know, need less car or make people found more car. Choose one. Choose the
Yeah,
one
but
you
like
prefer.
a great way that you could bring up cards were like the book of cards.
Yes, that is a bullshit idea, in fact. In fact, they did a lot against free-to-play player. That's the point.
Yeah,
In a way, they did a lot against them. Yes, that's for sure.
I think
But
I think they saw a lot of like decline in engagement and in revenue, which are usually very much connected. Which are
yes,
I think because indeed um people people felt betrayed by it. People were like, "Oh, I'm fucking holding on with my homemade deck from fucking 9 years, um, and I'm still enjoying the game." And then they switch it up, and now you cannot win anymore
that's debatable.
unless, well, yeah, of course it is, but if you have all 14 level cards and the guy against you is all 16 level cards with
Yes,
all the
for
evo,
sure.
with all the
How
heroes.
the situation was different when there was level 15 and leveling up to 15 with those blue cards. I think it's better now. It's easier to get level 16 than it was for me,
Well,
at least
it's
to
easier
go to
to
level
get
15.
maxed up.
What's the
It's
problem
easier
then?
to get maxed up, but I wouldn't say that the situation is worse now.
No, that's the point. It's as a shit as before.
um
And I don't know why they are complaining now and not before.
like,
I don't know.
no, but I think again, it's not like the level 16, but it's more like how you get there, like the fact that you can just like you get there by paying, and that
You
is
did that
really
before, bro.
hard
You
to
did that
get
before.
there without.
You did that before. If you wanted to max
Yeah, but
out fast,
before you had to buy chests, before you bought chest and
and
chest
it's
and chest,
worse.
like with FIFA, right? In a FIFA game, you don't just like put a bunch of money, right? And then you boop, you buy your squad. Like that's just not how it works.
Okay, so
You
are we
have to be
stupid?
lucky. There is a percentage. There is some randomness. You can spend all the money you want. There shouldn't be like certain that you just get that you just you get that card, and then
Okay.
you can win and you can dominate, right? Now you just put 15 euros and then you do have that card, like literally
And
it's a
what's the
package.
problem? What's the problem with that?
But the problem is that it's fucking frustrating for somebody that doesn't want to spend money, still wants to enjoy the game, and they're it's not possible.
Ah, I don't really think about that. I think it's easier now for people who spend money. It's more secure for people who want to spend money to get what they want, and that's always good. You get more value for you, and sorry, you get the value you decide to want for the money you spend. You
Hmm.
just don't get random. The situation here is okay. People who spend money, they will still spend money. They probably spend more money before than now. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Because first, like you said, you have a randomness, like in FIFA with chest, with package,
Yeah.
that are random. So you are still spending the same money, but with the same money you get something for sure, and not just random. It's not just a loot box. So in my opinion, from a perspective of somebody that spend money, okay, not me, this is a theory, hypothetical situation, it's better. What are you doing?
No.
It's better for who spends money. It's the same
Yeah.
shit for who doesn't spend it. As a free-to-play player, the removal of that bullshit of blue cards that you only get with paying, because that's the thing. If you want to get them for sure, you just need to pay. And the problem is that the game did not change in a way it should have changed. It changed in another way. and they
Yeah.
are protesting for this.
Yeah.
Before the game was a paradise, was a fucking heaven. No, then you have every talking about heroes now. Before heroes, that every new hero is broken. Before that, every new evolution that came with the battle pass was not broken. Sorry, I remember when Evo fucking peaks.
Well, Evo is not so much, huh?
Evos, what the fuck? Evos were broken
There
as
were
fuck.
there were there were a lot of broken
Come
ones,
on.
but not all. And I think usually was about the balancing.
Yes, but the balancing is as shitty as now. You can
Yeah,
say heroes
yeah.
are, you can say heroes are bad in a way that maybe I don't know, maybe having first of all maybe not being able to choose an hero is diabolical, and
Yeah.
all the bullshit with the shitty chest that they luckily changed, and they will change it
I
later. It's
honestly,
bullshit.
I think a lot of frustration also just comes from that, from the fact that it's always like, oh, we're giving you so much, and then when you actually look at how much progress you need to get to the same place, to somebody that spends 10 years on it, it's
Bro,
crazy.
if you pay money, you have to get something more.
No, of course,
If
of
there is the
course,
option,
but
if
it's
we can remove the variable of the paying to having something more. If you want to remove that the variable, yes, okay. But
yeah,
it's
but now
it's thinking
but
games.
then it makes it very clear what their focus is, who they want to accommodate,
Oh yes, for
the
sure,
people
for
that
sure.
pay or the people that don't.
That is
Now
the
there are many
problem.
ways that you could monetize on free to play. There's many ways that you can monetize. You could have just on the side of the arena, you could have banners. You could have banners the like in football matches, just around with
That would
companies
be
with dots,
that
with
would be
very simple
horrible.
in-game.
Please
Uh,
don't do that.
yeah, I know. Okay, of course, but just like there is many ways to
In video
monetize
games, the way to
on
monetize is with microtransactions. That's it. Game value.
yeah, fair.
That is
That's
a
fair.
very settled way to monetizing games without
That's
ruining
fair.
the experience. Because I wouldn't love to have the Coca-Cola commercial in my Clash Royale match. It would be good because if I lose the match, I will be so angry at Coca-Cola. So the problem is as always, in my opinion, getting angry for something wrong. I perfectly understand that Clash Royale is not a perfect game, but these things did not make it worse or a lot worse. It's
I guess it changed it
it changed it,
a
but
bit.
it's not. It's maybe worse in something, but it's not that much worse. I remember, it's the same thing. Same thing we said when there was level 15 and we had all level 13 card. Okay, it's the same thing here with 16, and I don't know. That's it, and we see that the game has a lot of problem because with the second account, it's so fucking difficult
Yeah.
to go up, and there should be probably in the trophy road a level cap like there is in other places. Okay, there should be a level cap. For example, in some arena, everybody the max level is 12. So if I spend 1,000 euros and I have all level 15 and I am in arena 10, I can't use that fucking level 15 card.
Of
So
course.
that is my TED talk for tonight. Now we need to do something better. So
We need to show them how it's done.
we need to. Are you ready?
Man, it's already 11 and it's been 2 hours and a half. What the fuck? There is a spelling mistake.
Dove?
A Available with the L.
Fuck you. Yes, I did very fast. Ava. Hai ragione.
I'm always right. We were with the second account. You're also with the second account. All right, we'll stay with the second.
No, we'll go with the first account. Come on.
Huh?
We go with the first one.
With the first account. All right.
Yes, we should. It's done.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Are you fucking ready?
I am. I don't have the. We have the audio. No, I think because I have sleep already.
Oh my god.
I'm supposed to be to not be looking at any screens actually right now.
Okay, rules
Did
are
we
simple.
lose? Did we win?
Sorry?
We won.
No,
We won.
I changed the deck, by the way.
Oh, come on.
I'm a dickhead, sorry.
Okay, so oh Jesus Christ. Okay, I can see yours. That's nice.
It's nice. Wow.
Okay, piggies. Oh my gosh. I have the Three Musketeers.
Okay, yes. Okay. We need to go. Okay. I invited you. I must show also the vertical Clash Royale game, but you're not seeing it. It's okay.
I'm not gonna change anything this time.
We're gonna do just a few matches. Then I wanna turn off the live stream. We're gonna do a Clash Royale live stream another day, but just a few matches. Are you ready?
We're already, yeah.
I'm gonna yawn a little bit.
Oh Jesus.
I'm hearing you a lot.
Yeah, and I just turned up the noise. But
That is a fucking pecca.
that is a pacca, yes. That's the name of the card. That's what they usually call it.
Come lo chiamano di solito, hai detto? Un insulto razzista, hai detto?
That's not. I didn't say any racial insults. That's a very interesting fire spirit right there.
We took a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But
We
we
did.
can move on. We are
Well, I mean-
a gaming channel, by the way.
Yeah. And we're up because they have the disabled tower.
No, they fuck us. They're fucking us. Sorry.
Yeah, they're fucking us. Yeah,
Oh,
clearly.
perplexed. 3 amps, nice. Small dick. Oh. No, they did not give up. What the fuck? Who do you think we are? You think we're stupid? My god, that pig. The pig got destroyed, my friend. So we're not gonna defend.
Now
We're gonna lose the first match. We cannot lose the first.
we have a level 18 mini pack. We have a
was the
pack.
fuck-
We did
No,
not do
bro.
a very well.
Non è possibile.
Well, the first is
First,
of
yes.
the kids.
Yes, for the kids, yes, and we. Okay, random
We're
deck.
the
Okay,
kids waiting on the first
I need
one
to
always.
put the challenge. Losses 1.
Yeah, but what am I supposed to even change here? What the fuck? Everything, I hope. Okay, we remove this.
I can do log bait, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to do a log bait, by the way.
Okay. I have,
Okay, no. We are great, bro. This is a win. I bet 50 euros. I'll give the sub.
Well, if you have the rocket, I'm gonna take out the rocket because I also have it, and I'm gonna put.
lightning, maybe.
Huh?
Maybe lightning, I don't know.
Yeah, lightning could work. One lightning, and I need something else.
Okay, well.
And I am going with...
There should be volume with Clash Royale right now. There was no volume before.
It's quite tough because I don't have anything that fucking hits flying ship.
Okay, that's bad.
But this is 3.8. I should be good. I don't have a winning condition, but I do actually.
Yeah, we are the winning condition, bro. Remember?
We are the winning condition. That's good. Okay, Mr. Galax and Ron.
Sti coglioni, Dio Borg. Barrel. Clash Royale, but volume maybe a little bit high.
Ho tirato a
Squad,
cazzo.
you get fucked. You get fucked like this.
I
You got fucked like
I
a
didn't
little pussy.
wait. I was too
Too quick on the draw. Ha! Godevolissimo. No, why didn't... Okay. Siracusa, porco dio. Oh, we activated it. Okay, I will do the other night. Okay. Spunkete spankete in bocca. No, I need to talk Italian, bro. I can't speak English with Clash Royale. It's against my religion.
Fucking hell.
Don't worry. Hey, you wasted that for the barrel. You wasted the barrel, not for the barrel. So.
No, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
An ability? No, not an ability. YMCA. Para. Oh. No, they gave up. No, they did not give up. Lightning. If you have lightning. You can take the mini P.E.K.K.A. too. You can take the mini P.E.K.K.A. too.
Why do you think I was waiting, my friend?
Godevolissimo. Ron J, Mr. Gallus, oh, Drill. They gave up.
They gave up.
Let's build the biggest push on history, Pasquale, please. No, we don't have a lot of time, so we need to be the fastest push on history. We need to switch from big to fast, like we are used to do. Well, not switch. We do not choose that. Be fast.
Yeah, it's 3 crowns. Easy. 1-1.
Game ever. 1-1. What the fuck? Win streak 1, Pasquale. What the
1-1.
fuck? We are so fucking strong. Winning streak 1. 1-1-1-1. Like Epstein files. El Gran e Musteflo.
Musteflo nel grano.
Musteflo, Dio porco. Okay, this one I do it. Don't worry. What did I say? What did I say?
Yeah, but I had already thrown it, so.
No, we have live streams in that. Oh, now? Ah, you missed one fucking goblin. We did it too, so. You are crazy, man. You are a crazy man. Oh. What is today with fucking Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A? Fuck you!
It's actually fine.
No, not really. Could have done very better. Okay, I'm doing activation right now. No, you do activation, sorry.
Okay.
So nice, so good.
Ma?
No worries. Just gonna defend it. I'm gonna... Oh, fucking god. We missed the fucking log again. What the fuck?
Yes, sir.
That's the
Yes,
range.
sir.
I napoletani muoiono adesso. Ok. Signori, il mortarello metti. Oh, fuck you. Ra. Ra. Quite easy. Mega Knight on the head right now. You have the bar?
Yeah.
No, he jumped. The fuck? Why the fuck him jumping should destroy? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, perfectly fine actually.
Yeah.
More or less. Very fine actually. Yawning.
Easy.
Remember to yawn, always yawn. Oh, the yawn too.
Madonna. Triplo ion coordinator.
Tipo, io so ogni cosa. Mio padre è la tua rosa. Credo facesse così la canzone.
Showing strict.
Yes, that's true too. I think it's fair too. We are against anti-bubble. I don't know if they are anti-bubble. Of only one. Ok. È bellissimo vedere Clash Royale nello schermo grande, posso dire. Perché lo vedo letteralmente nello schermo grande del PC. Poi ti spiegherò come ho fatto a fare Clash Royale. Va bene, carabinieri, dio bestia. Ma tu dico il mini pack comunque Pasquale non è, cioè non... Ma c'è qualcosa, no? Tienilo per l'activation quello. We are in a bad situation. We are alone as elixir. That's not... well, maybe it's good, yes. It can... You have the barrel, please. Tell me you have the barrel. If that goes down, it's a connection. It's a connection. Left or right? Oh.
Era la
Nowhere. Da nessuna fottuta parte Cristina D'Avena in concerto. Si te quieres divertir. I'm gonna... Sì, forse. Io poi... non moda, stasera che c'è, non so. Un concerto di Bad Bunny hanno detto vabbè che tutto il
but everybody is using the same ones. Now a fireball's gonna arrive in my fucking head.
I'm gonna try and switch lane. That should be missing the princess, yes, missed the princess. That is all dead. You do right, I do left. No worry. Ah, fucking late. I will cycle a ghost. If it comes on time. Yes. What the fuck
Aspetta. Not the smartest cookie. This should get away.
Yeah.
Barrel
Yep.
long right. Okay. What the fuck? Shot? What the my god. Oh mio dio, Pasquale Cinema. Pasquale, I got an idea of what we have to do now, but we need to... The barrel. Oh my fucking god, the minions, what the fuck? Everything he puts against his left tower, you lightning it, I don't know, lo fulmini. Minchia signore. That's a lot of damage, that we can use. Ooh, the play. 475, 335 is down. No, il maiale che dorme.
Tisanina, vecchio.
Bisogna
Tisanina.
cambiare il counter, siamo a 3 vittorie, sarà tutto documentato. Signori di Clash Royale, quando volete assumerci, noi siamo qua, cioè se volete comunque. Creator, qualche torneo per creator, noi ragazzi siamo qua. Noi siamo troppo bravi.
Siete chiesti, baby. Goblin Barrel, destra. Ok, è quasi un bacio, una principale.
Sto rispettando tanto.
Ma c'era un minatore. Ma
Hai visto il minatore? Non c'era.
No, io ho visto il minatore, non ho visto l'altra, la
io
trivella.
ho visto l'altra, non il minatore.
Io avevo catchato il minatore pensando di aver catchato la trivella. C'è stato uno squinquere quanquero.
Io faccio quel rocket talmente grande al ponte, Pasquale adesso. Morta Pasquale, non faccio nessun rocket al ponte. Prova a zappare.
Ok. No, sei un figlio di puttana.
Il dito troppo grosso il dito, non so cosa dirti. La zappa viene coperta totalmente dal mio dito, quindi non so quando cade. Questo piccolo problema. È la prima volta nella mia vita che questo è troppo grande. Rendiamoci conto. Io poco ce l'ho nella fulmine, Pasquale. Credo sia una Maria Fulmini, si chiama quella.
Averla.
Io poi metti, vuoi mai avere la fulmine quando serve avere la fulmine. Showtime!
Va in toppa.
Non sanno c'ha l'abilità la regina loro, perché non l'hanno ancora usato. Pasquale, ti devi fidare di me.
Che cazzo.
Avresti dovuto fidarti di me. Che gioco! Sì, ma il goblin va dall'altro lato adesso, quel figlio di mignotta. Non sono d'accordo. È beccata quella torre almeno, porco dio.
Non ho beccato vedere. Queste informazioni.
È una struttura, è finita lo squadra. No, non è fa danno da
Non ho rocket.
Per quel tuo errore, secondo me.
Ma che pensi? Sì, chiaramente per il mio errore particolare.
C'ho le dita troppo grandi, non devo essere affidato con una zappa.
2 losses, 3 wins, best 3 rimane 3. 0 streak. Anzi, no. Now, do you want to keep on going?
No.
Do you want to close the
Continuiamo
live?
in privato, continuiamo questa operazione. Ok,
Yeah, we'll keep it private. Sorry for the switch to Italian, but when we're so
no,
focused, we
l'italiano è
can.
meglio l'italiano, porco di una lingua molto più bella dell'inglese, quei britannici bastardi.
I agree and disagree, but yeah.
No, terrone finto sei tu, Dio caro. Sei
Oh,
un
fuck off.
finterrone,
No, I think
sei.
Italian is
Conio questo
way
verbo,
more
un
beautiful. But I
finterrone
think
sei.
in English, what I appreciate of English is that you have a lot of influences. So you have like the influence from Germanic, you have
In
influence
italiano no, scusa, coglione.
from the Saxon, you have English. You also have it in Italian, but I
Che
think
cazzo di comparazione?
no, but not as much.
Ma che cazzo dici?
Yeah, Italian is mostly based on is mostly Latin based, while English has almost all of
Ma che cazzo di
the
complimento una
thing.
lingua è? Che ha più
Is that you
origini?
can
Che cazzo vuol dire?
no because you have certain words coming from certain like other languages like ancient languages that kind of paint a very specific image. So something like obscure,
Ok.
right? That is very different than dark.
Ok.
It paints
Anche
a
in
very
Italia
specific.
scuro e oscuro sono diversi in effetti, hai ragione. No?
Yes,
Ok,
of
non è la
course,
stessa
but in
radice
English
delle
I think
parole.
there's bigger difference. Well, there's not.
Secondo me abbiamo
Let's
parlato di
just
bias oggi.
maybe I'm not.
Okay, of
I
this terrible
love
disappointment,
these
we
very
will
much.
conclude this today live stream. Thank you,
Yeah.
the Pope, that always watches us. Thank you to Mattarella, who nobody spoiled it but was watching today. I can confirm he was watching. And so we'll see next. The fuck are you doing?